Some debts aren't discharged in Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Up at the top of the list is things that you owe the government. The government writes the bankruptcy rules, so no surprise that they wrote some rules that said that you can't discharge debts owed to them. For example, student loans. Student loans have very rigid rules on when they can be discharged in bankruptcy. The long and short of it is it's very difficult to discharge a student loan in bankruptcy. There are other methods that are better for dealing with student loan debt that's become unmanageable. Taxes, especially new taxes. So income taxes that the government hasn't had at least 3 years to collect are non-dischargeable. Some types of taxes are never dischargeable. For example, what we call trust fund taxes. So let's say you own a small retail shop and you sell widgets, and every time you sell a widget, you have to collect sales tax on that. So you're collecting the sales tax from your customer. And if you don't turn that sales tax over to the government, then that sales tax liability is never, ever going to go away. In fact, they're so strict on the trust fund type taxes that they almost consider it stealing. They call it conversion, which is a fancy lawyer word for stealing. So another type of trust fund tax you have to watch out for is employer withholding taxes. So if you have an employee, you owe them $1,000 on their paycheck, you pay them the $800, they're happy, but that other $200 that you kept back for taxes, if you don't turn that over to the government, that's going to come back and haunt you. Child support is also not dischargeable in bankruptcy, neither is alimony. Debts that were incurred based upon fraud are not dischargeable. Intentional torts, so if you get in a bar fight, punch somebody in the nose and send them to the emergency room and they sue you for their medical bills, that's not going to go away in a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Criminal restitution and fines are not dischargeable. Recent luxury goods purchases on credit cards and recent cash advances on credit cards also have special rules that keep them from being discharged in Chapter 7 bankruptcy.